Henri Matisse is actually one of the influential icons in art history. He was born on December 31, 1869. Matisse was known for his brilliant techniques, artistic works, and use of colors, continuously pushing the boundaries of artistic expression over a half century, winning him recognition as a leading figure in modern art. Labeled as a fauve, he was commonly regarded along with Picasso and Marcel Duchamp as one of the three artists who helped to define the development of modern arts, especially in painting and sculpture. Henri-Émile Benoit Matisse, or famously known as Henri Matisse, was raised in a small town in northern France in Le Cateau-Cambrésis. Grew up in Bohemian Vermandois, Picardy, he later went to Paris to study law and worked as a legal clerk and only started painting in 1889, all because his mother brought him some art supplies while he was recovering from appendicitis, sparking an interest in art, which later was described as a kind of paradise for him. He then went to Paris again to further his studies in art at the Académie Julian and became a student of William Adolphe Bouguereau and Gustave Moreau. Thus, his life as a full-time artist began. He painted still lifes and landscapes in a traditional style and later was influenced by the works of earlier masters and artists such as Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin, Nicolas Poussin, Edouard Monet, and many more. His love for Chardin's paintings made him copy 4 Chardin paintings in the Louvre. During his early years, Matisse's work was heavily influenced by the Impressionists. This began when he visited the Australian painter John Russell, where he was introduced to Impressionism and to paintings of Vincent van Gogh. Impressed with the use of bright colors, he abandoned his earth-colored palette and changed his style completely. He started to experiment with the light, perspective, and brushstroke techniques, with the hint of bold and unorthodox style that later would define his career. Matisse also would immerse himself in the work of others and even went into depth from buying work from painters he admired. Some of them were a plaster bust by Rodin, a painting by Gauguin, a drawing by Van Gogh, and even Cézanne's Three Brothers. Many of Matisse's paintings from 1898 to 1901 make use of divisionist technique, which he adopted after reading Paul Signac's Eugène Delacroix, au Néo-Impressionnisme essay. Matisse had a daughter, Marguerite, with the model Caroline Jopla in 1894 and later married Emily Noël Perret in 1898. The two raised Marguerite together and had 2 sons, Jean and Pierre. Occasionally, Marguerite and Emily served as models for Matisse. This style began around 1900 and continued beyond 1910, and this movement was co-founded by Matisse along with artists such as André Derain and Maurice de Vlaminck. The word fauvism derived from the French word fauves, meaning wild beast, as the artworks were characterized by their vivid, unblended colors and emotionally charged compositions, while rejecting the traditional techniques of realism. One of Matisse's most iconic works from this period is Woman with a Hat, 1905. This painting depicted Matisse's wife, Emily Matisse, and sparked so many controversies due to its bold use of non-naturalistic colors and loose brush strokes. Another piece from him, The Joy of Life, 1905 to 1906, is a perfect example that expresses the Fauvism ideals, its vibrant palette, simplified forms, and harmonious composition. These works of his challenged the conventional way of art and granted him a reputation as a pioneer of Fauvism. Although this movement didn't last long, it had a lasting impact on modern art and influenced a few later art movements such as abstract expressionism and cubism. Matisse's fearless use of colors, ideas, and experiments set the stage for these subsequent movements. Despite the decline of Fauvism, Matisse continued to evolve his artistic approach, exploring new techniques and immersing himself in media and arts. He traveled to North Africa, Spain, and the south of France, and his travels introduced him to Islamic art, patterns, and the intense Mediterranean light. Dance, 1910, and The Red Studio, 1911, revealed his fascination with lines, shapes, and colors. Matisse even delved into sculpture, printmaking, and even interior design, dedicated not only to painting. His artistic vision applied to a variety of forms, focusing on balance and harmony between lines and colors. In his later years, Matisse turned to cut paper collages, as seen in works like The Snail, 1953, exploring abstraction in a new way. Matisse's contributions to art extend far beyond his own body of work. His innovations influenced future generations of artists. His approach to color theory, composition, and the expressive potential of art all continue to inspire creativity and ideas across disciplines. Henri Matisse died on November 3, 1954 in Nice, France, yet his legacy is still alive to this day. His bold vibrancy and the serene simplicity of his artworks will always remind us of the power of creativity, and his contributions to art will always be remembered as cornerstone of modern art.